on stage and register. Koda Banya Howard Banya Yasharan. Koda Banya Howard Banya Yasharan. Yahweh Ba Hashem Yasharan Kata. Yahweh Ba Hashem Yasharan Kata. Thank you for this song. La Yasha. La Yasha. Amadi, which means to stand. Wapayaha for dumb and face the east. East will be this way. You want to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakaka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathananaw. Lacham. How. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawak now. Kasalak now. Kawawak now. Wala'a. Dabaya'a now. Banasayawan. Abo. Hawashai now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Kamalakwa. Waha'ala. Watapara. La Iwalamyam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushua. A little louder, Baruch Kasha. All right, Ba'ashim Yahushua. There you go. Baruch Kasha. Nathanawa. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Chamachala. Wakal Marawa. Hakak. Latahor. Hamadazariah. Hakak. Lahakuyim. Hamakyim. Hakak. Al-Rakhawa. Atama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashim Yahusha. The water among. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahusha. Please give us the power. The power to select it. Give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leprous. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahusha. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. All Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Aizoria. Ma'ay. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaya. Wa'arakaza. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Regalika. Al Yanawam.
on your rum.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamar.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamor.
Shamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
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 Tazalka.
Tazal.
Al Yad.
Al Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yaramam.
Hashamash.
Hashemah.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakauka.
Wayarak.
Wayarat.
Balayala.
Wayayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Shamarika.
Makarai.
Kamarai.
Yashamor.
Yashemah.
Afnapashka.
Apnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamor.
Yashemah.
Saza'afka.
Taza'aka.
Waba Wa'aka.
Waba Wa'au.
Maita.
Mayata.
Wa'ai.
Rai.
Walam.
I will learn.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the
From
hills,
which cometh my help?
for which cometh my
My
help.
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from
which
my
made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth Israel
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by
nor
day,
the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve
from
thee
all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in.
this time forth
For this time forth,
and even forevermore,
and even forevermore.
so be it.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Al damayalaka.
Al Malahayaka.
It's like al damayalaka.
Al Damaya Laka.
Al tacharash.
Al Karat.
Wa al tashakwat.
Wa Al Tashakwa.
Al
Al
kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayat yaka.
Awayat.
Yahama yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Woman ashanayaka.
Woman Yashir Naika.
Nasha'awa.
Nasha'a.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al aimaka.
Al Ayn.
Ya irayamwa.
Ya Our Ayn.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Wayata ya'ai tazawa.
Waya to I to the one.
Al tazapawanyaka.
Al to the one for you.
Al tazapawanyaka.
Al to the one you could.
Amorwa.
More.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanahakidam.
Wala Kakidum.
Kamagoya.
Magor.
Wala'a.
Wala.
Yazakar.
Yasakar.
Sham yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha.
Aibat. Kaya. Nawa'ai tazawa.
Naga I to the one.
La.
La.
Yakhadwa.
Wakawa.
Alyaka.
Ali.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarafwa.
Yakara.
Ahalya.
Ahali.
Adawam. Wayashama'alaya.
One month should be I.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa.
Wahagarya.
Wayagam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'aimawan.
Wayai.
Wa'aimalat.
Wayaimalat.
Palasha.
Polisha.
I'm the Shabya.
Ayasham.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gama Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Mayawa.
Imam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Hayu.
Zavawat.
Zabawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Labamya Lawat.
Salat.
Salat.
Aisha Laham.
Ashailah.
Kamadyan.
Kamamya.
Kasayasa Ra'a.
Kayasha Lama'a.
Like Kasayasa Ra'a.
Kashi'a. Salaya.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'a.
Kasaya Saraya.
There you go. Kayabya.
Kayab.
Banahal.
Banaha.
Koyashwan.
Koyasha.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamanwa.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
There you go. Ba'ayan.
Bayam.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Haya.
Daman.
Yaman.
La Adama.
Ladadam.
Shagatumwa.
Shudladam.
Narayabmawa.
Naya.
Ka'ira. Wakaza'aba.
Wakaza.
Wakazabat.
Wakaza.
Wakazat Salaki. Wakazalmana.
Wakazamana.
Cow. Nasa Yakamwa.
Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amorwa.
Amar.
Nayavasha. Lanawa.
Naya.
Na'awa.
Naawa.
Alahaya.
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 Shayatumwa.
Shayalatam.
Kagalgala.
Kayagal.
There you go. Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Lapanya Raka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Zabaiva Yaiva.
The Yayo Yairo.
Wakalahaba.
Lun Koyao.
Wakalahaba.
Walla Ka'aba.
Wakalahaba.
Waka Lahaba.
Dalahat.
Salah.
Haryam.
Hari.
Khan.
Khan.
The Radatma.
So you're that one.
Basaivaka.
Basa Ari.
Wabasawapaka.
What's up with Rasta?
Dabahalam.
Double
Mala'a.
Mala.
Panyaham.
Panya.
Kwalawan.
Wayla.
Kwalawan.
Wayla.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wubba Wakwashwa,
Shemkai Yahweh,
Shakab Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
that's like it, Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahalwa,
Wubba Yahweh,
Ayai,
Ayagay,
Wayachaparwa,
Waya Kapara,
Wayabadwa,
Waya Abab,
Wayadaiwa,
Wubba Daiwa,
Kaya,
Kayak,
Ata, Shemka,
Shakab,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labanka,
Baka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Al,
Al,
Kal,
Kal,
Rataza,
Ratazak,
Aman,
Amam.
in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, no, O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
for lo, the enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate
have
thee
lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have lifted up crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy
And
people.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of
That
Israel
the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate
The
against
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of
and
Edom
the Ishmaelites,
and the
of
Ishmaelites
Moab,
of Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Haggai,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and the Ammon,
and
and Amalek,
and
the
Amalek,
Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher is also joined.
They have opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto them,
Do unto them,
unto the Midianites.
unto the Midianites.
Salah, do unto them,
Do unto them,
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the
as
Midianites.
to Sisera,
As unto
as to Jabin,
as unto Jabin,
at the brook of Kissar,
and the brook of
which perished at Endor.
which perished in door.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Ored,
Make their nobles like Oreg,
and like Zeed,
and like Zed,
Zay,
Zay,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zabah,
as Zabah,
and as Amunah,
and as
who
Amunah,
said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to us
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
O my power,
Oh my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the
as
wind,
the fire burneth for wood,
as a fire burning,
and as the flame sets the mountains on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
Persecute them with thy tempest,
Persecute them with thy
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shade,
Fill thy faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that many may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
These are the blessings in the Hebrew. Brakatha Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
wa Yahweh Shah,
wa Yahweh Shah,
wa ma Yaka'ala,
one woman Yaka'ala,
wa Allahaya,
wala Ayahai,
ma Tazab Ya'a,
Matazab Yah,
Alawak Yahana,
Alawak Yahana,
ha Alawapyam,
Hala Alawak,
ha Saranyam,
Hasaran,
ha Kudazayanyam,
Hakazaran,
ha Sayayalyam,
Hakayayanya,
wa Agwapyam,
Wayo Agwak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by Hashem Yahweh Shah,
Ba'ashem Yahweh,
the Wada Aman,
the Wadaman.
in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shah,
and Yahweh,
and Mike,
and my
and the angel,
and the
commanding General Yahana,
commanding general,
the
Yahweh,
generals,
the general,
the captains,
the captain,
the officers,
officer,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sister,
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
In the name of Yahweh Shah,
thank you,
thank you.
so be it.
So be it.
Get the bless Israel. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by Hashem Yahweh Shah,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah,
Babu Kushah,
Baba Kushah,
Barak Lanawa,
Balak now,
Wa Yasha'ala,
Wayashah,
Waha Bayah Saparya,
Waha Yah Shapari,
Waha Bayah Saparya,
Waha Banaf Shapari,
Bayah,
Bayah, Waha Bayah Shapari,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapah,
Magun,
Magan,
Magun,
Magan,
by Hashem Yahweh Shah,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah,
the Wada Aman.
the Wadaman.
What we just said in the English was me. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabim, which means to be seated. Shalom Israel with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or any other Christian organization. All right. So the Sabbath service is something very, very important to attend. All right, very important to attend. I mean, very, very important. This is where you learn your culture. This is where you learn your heritage. This is where you learn who you are. All right, this is where you learn who you are. Like, do the Sabbath service, you learn the traditions passed down from the Lord. Like, the traditions passed down from the Lord, all right, is Black, Hispanic, and Native American culture. You understand that? That is Black, Hispanic, and Native American culture. I want y'all to understand that. So do your due diligence, all right, to make it to the Sabbath service, all right? Make it to the Sabbath service. You do not want to not make it to the Sabbath service, all right? So we're going to be in Joshua, all right? We're going to get Joshua chapter, I want to say we're going to be in chapter 23. We're going to start at verse 1. I'm going to get it in the Hebrew, all right? So let's get Yahweh Shai, all right, Parak, all right, Shalash, Ashariah. So then one time up. No sweat out. No sweat. Let's get Joshua chapter 23. All right. Well, Yahweh Shai. All right. Parak, Shalash, Ashariah. All I said was that in the Hebrew. That's all that was. All right. So, no sweat up. All right. So let's get Yahweh Shai, Parak. All right. Shalash, Ashariah. We're going to get verse Akkad, which is verse 1. Well, Yahaya, Mayamya, all right, Rabayam, Acharya, Ashar, Hanayak, Yahweh, La Yasha'ala, Makal, Ayab Yaham, Masa, it's like it, Masa Bayab, what Yahweh Shai, it's like what Yahweh Shai is the Kwan, Ba'a, Bayamya, verse Shanya, which is verse 2. What Yakara'a, Yahweh Shai, Lakal, Yasha'ala, Lazakwan, that's like it. Lazakwan Yawa, Wala Ra'ash Yawa, Wala Shapat Yawa, Wala Yatar, it's like it. Wala Shatar Yawa, Waya Amar, Waya Mar, it's like it. Waya Amar, Alaham, Anya, Zakwan Taya, Ba'afya, Bayamya. Verse 3, verse Shalash. Wa'atham ba'ayatham kal shar aisha Yahweh alahayakam lakal hagoryam ha'ala mapanyakam kaya Yahweh alahayakam hawa'a hanalak again nalacham hanalacham lakam again hanalachama lakam. Verse Arabai, Ra'awa, Hapalat, like a Hapalafya, Lakam, Hara, Hagarium, Hanasha'aryam, Ha'ala, Banachal, like a Banachala, La Shabbat Yakam, Man, Hayavadan, Wakal, Hagarium, Ashar, like it, Hakarafya, Wahayam, Hagadah, it's like it, Hagadawal, Mabawa'a, Hashamam, like a Hashamam. Verse Hamash, Wayahawa Alahayakam Hawa'a, Yadapam, Yahadap, it's like it, all right, Yahadatma, Mapan, it's like it, Mapanyakam, Wahawar, it's like a Hawar, Wahawar Yash, right? It's like a Yarash, it's like it, Rayash, it's like it, Wahawa Rayash, Atham, it's like it, Malapanyakam, Wayarash, Sama, Wayasha, it's like it, Yarashaf Ma'at Ha'aratazama Aratazama Ka'ashar Debar Yahweh Alahaya Kam Lakam verse Shashah Wahazaktham. It's like it. Wahazaktham Ma'ad Lashamar Wala Aishawa Al Kaya Hakat like it. Hakatha Hakatawab Hakatawab Basapor Thawarak Mashat Labalafya Sawar it's like Mamanwa Yumyan Washama'al Shama'awa right Washama'awa verse Shabai, which is verse 7. Let me see. Labalathwa, Bawa'a, Bagorium, Ha'ala, Hana Sha'aryum, Ha'ala, Afkam, Afkam, Wabashama, it's like it, Wabasham, Al Yakam, it's like it, Ala Yakam La'a. That's the kaya of a what? It's like it. The kayarwa. The zakayarwa. Wala'a. The shaba'ayawa. Wala'a. The ibadwa. Wala'a. It's like it. Wala'a. The shatak. Hor. It's like it. The shakam. All right. The Shatakawa Laham. That's the first 7 verses. Give me Joshua chapter 23, verse 1 in the English book of Kushah. Come on. Come on. This is the book of Joshua chapter 23, verse 1. And it came to pass a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about. Now the nation of Israel had a lot of enemies, all right? And when the Israelites came into the land of Canaan, like this was the land that the Most High promised the nation of Israel, all right? The land of Canaan was going to belong to the Israelites. And all these other nations that were not of Israel were the enemies of Israel. And the Lord gave them rest, meaning they were not going to war because they already went to war with these enemies and took the majority of them out. Go ahead. Go on. That Joshua waxed old and stricken in age. Now Joshua, Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, Joshua was getting very old. All right, he was old. He was up there in age. Go ahead. Go on. Verse 2. And Joshua called for all Israel. And Joshua did what? Called for all Israel. Because Joshua was the head of the nation. Joshua was in charge of the nation. Joshua was an Ephraimite from the tribe of Ephraim, which would be a so-called Puerto Rican today. Go ahead. Come on. And for their elders. For what? And for their elders. Because the elders, there were other men in charge of the nation of Israel too, under the one man in charge. Like that's how the nation of Israel was set up and put into place. You had one man in charge, and then that man put other men in charge under him, and then there was a trickle-down effect. And then you had government officials under one man. That's why you have your generals, your captains, and your officers now. Go ahead. Come. And for their heads. And their what? And for their heads. Because there was always a head of a lot of families and towns and neighborhoods and cities. Like the Lord structured it this way. All right, go ahead. And for their judges. Go ahead. And for their officers. Go ahead. And said unto them. So right here, this was all that Joshua was calling for. This was right here in one whole breath, how the nation of Israel is structured. With generals, captains, officers, judges, and rulers. Like this is how we operated. Go ahead. Go. And said unto them, I am old and stricken in age. So he's saying, I am old and stricken in age. Why is Joshua saying that? Because he is getting to die soon. He's getting old, meaning he's not able to go to war and go into battle like he used to. Go ahead. Come. Verse 3. And ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you. Now right here, Joshua's explaining to the nation of Israel what we have seen. He's explaining to the nation of Israel what Israel has seen that the Lord has done for them. All right, going to war. All right, winning our enemies, like he's going to say. Go ahead.
Come. For the Lord your God is he that have fought for you.
The Lord fought for us. The Lord was on our side, battle after battle, fight after fight, war after war, operation after operation. The Lord was on the side of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. Behold, I have divided unto you by lot these nations that remain.
Now, by lot meaning, all right, lot meaning you are rolling dice, all right. By lot, all right, whoever got this nation right here or this piece of land in this nation right here, here you go, all right. Joshua was in charge of giving an inheritance to the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Come. To be an inheritance for your tribes.
To be a what?
Be an inheritance for your tribes.
To be a what?
Be an inheritance for your tribes.
Go ahead.
From Jordan with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward.
So this was all the land that was going to be our inheritance. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 5. And the Lord your God, he shall expel them before thee.
It said what?
And the Lord your God, he shall expel them before you.
All these nations and the enemies that we still have in this land, the Lord is going to completely get rid of them. Go ahead.
Come. And drive them from out of your sight.
Go ahead.
And ye shall possess their land.
Go ahead.
As the Lord your God have promised unto you.
So Joshua is trying to explain to them to, even though I'm old in age, keep fighting and continue to do what the Lord said to do. Do not do what the Lord said to do. All right. We'll find out later on in the book of Judges when we don't do what the Lord said to do. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 6. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses.
So what does it mean to be courageous? You know what it means?
It means to not have any fear.
There you go. To be courage, to have some courage. Go ahead.
Come. That ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left.
To the what?
From the right hand or to the left.
Because anything that's not of the law, the right and the left is what? What's the right and the left?
That's like you're wavering, you're not going straight.
Okay. There's a precept for what the right and the left is. Do you remember what the right and the left is? The Lord, it says the law. The law is what?
The right.
Well, no. The law is, okay, I'm going to give it to you. And maybe the law is good, right? So the right and the left must be what?
It's good and evil.
No, just evil.
Oh, okay. Just evil.
All right. That's why the Lord is trying to explain right here. Joshua is telling the children of Israel, keep the laws of the Most High. Keep the laws of Moses. Because these very same laws are coming from the Most High, was given to Moses, and Moses gave it to the children of Israel. And Joshua is explaining to the children of Israel to hold tight and hold deal and be courageous and keep these laws. And don't go to the left or the right, meaning to go to evil. Go ahead.
Verse 7. That ye come not among these nations.
Go ahead.
These that remain among you.
Go ahead.
Neither make mention of their name of their gods.
Go ahead.
Nor cause to swear by them. Neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them.
Because in our law, you're not supposed to obey these other gods. You're not supposed to obey these other deities. Like, it's very important for you to keep the laws of the Lord. It's in our law to do what? What is it in our law to do?
To not be or to not associate with other nations.
Yes, and what else?
Do not worship their gods.
Exactly, that's in our law. Those are the two things in our law. To separate yourself from these nations and to not worship their gods. Like the main thing that happened to the children of Israel, which is the same thing that's happened to Blacks and Latinos and Native Americans today. We are serving other gods, and we want to be a part and take part, I should say, into another nation's culture. Like, that's what's destroying us, and that's what destroyed us in the wilderness. That's what destroyed us in Egypt, in Babylon, in Greek, in Rome, and now in America. That we want to take part of another nation's culture. When we want to follow another person's culture, celebrate Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving and New Year's and Valentine's and Easter, and the 4th of July, when we want to eat pork, shrimp, and lobster, when men want to have sex with another man, and women want to have sex with another woman, and watch pornography, have sex with whores, and all this type of nonsense, the Lord is against it. And that very same lifestyle that I was just naming, that's how we are taking part of another man's culture. We were not having sex with whores. We were not lying and killing each other. We were not doing that. We learned that from another nation of people by serving their gods, by serving another nation's and people's gods. The way to worship them is sometimes by murder, sometimes by stealing, sometimes by being a pedophile. Did you know in other nations there's a God to justify the things that they do? Especially in Greek and Rome, you were justified by the things that you did by the God that you served. Like there was a God that allowed you to have sex with children in Rome and in Greek. That's why in the Roman Catholic Church, there was a bunch of men, so-called priests, having sex with little boys because it was in their culture and their God that justified them to have sex with little boys. Does everybody understand that? That's why these other nations and these cultures, it's so evil to partake in their society in any shape and form or fashion. All right? Let's go ahead. Go. We'll lie. You don't got to continue. Let me get the Hebrew. All right, verse Shema now. All right. Kaya bayahawa alahayakam da the barakwa ka ashar aishar thum ay hayawam hazah. Verse the showers, verse 9. What Yarash, Yarawash, Slakia. What Yarawash Yahawa, Mapanyakam, Warayam, Slakia, Goyam, Gadalium, it's like Gadalium, what Itazawamyam, and what Atham La Aimad, Ayash, Bapanyakam, Ay, Wayawam Hazah. Verse 10. Ayash Achad Makam Yaradak, right? Allah Kaya Yahawa Alahayakam Hawa'a Hanalachama. It's like it. Hanalachama Lakam Ka Ashar Dabar Lakam. Verse Achad Aishara. Right, verse 11. Achad Aishara. One of Shemor Ma'ad Lana Pash, it's like it. Pashap, all right. Lana Pashap Yakam. La Hada, it's like it. Ahaba, La Ahaba Ata Yahawa, it's like it. Af Yahawa Alahayika. Verse Shanya Aishara. Kaya Shawab. So your Shawab what it's like it, the back thumb. What are the back thumb? Bayathor, Hagorian, Ha'ala Nabasha'ar Yum. It's like Hana Sha'ar Yum. Ha'ala Afkam. Khatan, thumb. Wahada Khatan thumb. All right. Baham. Waba'atham, Baham, Waham Bakam. All right, verse 13. All right, verse Shalash Aishur, which is verse 13. Yadawai, the Iowa, Kaya La'a, Yawasayak, Yahawa, Alahayakam, Lahawariyash, Hagorian, Ha'ala. Malapanyakam, Wahaya Walakam, Lapak, Walamawak, like it, Wakwash, Mawakwash, Walamawakwash, Wala Shatata, La Shata, Shatata, so like it. I believe that's La Shata, Shatat, so like it. Wala Shatat, but Tazayadikam. Wala tazan nayam, but ayan yakam, like by ayan yakam, I abad kam, ma'ayol ha ha'adama, hatawaba, haza'af, ashar, katan, lakam, yahweh, alahayika. Verse our by Aishara, which is verse 14. Let's see. Wahana, Anyaka, Hawalka, Hayawam, Badar, it's like it, Badarak, it's like it, Badarak, Kal Harataza, Yada Aithma, Bakal, Lababkam, Wabakal, Napashkam, Kaya, Kaya, La'an, Napala, Debar, Akan, Makal, Hadabara, it's like it, Hadabaryam, Ha'atawab, Hatabyam, like it, Hatabyam, Ashar, Debar, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Audicum, Hakal, Ba'awa, Lakam, La'a, Nepal, Mama, it's like a Mamanu with the bar, Khad. All right. Start at verse 8, the English. Count God. Verse 8. But cleave unto the Lord your God. So Joshua is saying, cleave unto the Most High your power. Like this is what we need to do as Blacks and Latinos, Native Americans. Cleave unto the Lord. Cleave not to America. Cleave not to Christianity. Cleave not to Islam. Cleave to the Lord. Go ahead. As ye have done unto this day. That's the same as you've been doing. Go ahead. Verse 9. For the Lord hath driven out from before you great nations and strong. So the Lord, all right, he driven out these strong nations before you. Go ahead. But as for you, no man have been able to stand before you until this day. And no man, because of the Lord, no man is able to step up to you. Go ahead. Verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. It said what? One man of you shall chase 1,000. Like that's how strong the nation of Israel is when the Lord is on our side. It said what? One man of you shall chase 1,000. One man of Israelites would chase 1,000 men. You understand that? That's how strong we were. That's how powerful we were when the nation of Israel was serving the Most High. Go ahead. For the Lord your God, He is that fighteth for you. He's what? It is that fighteth for you. Like the Lord is going to fight for us as long as we serve him. As long as we keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? The Lord is going to fight for us. Like that's why it's so important to understand that. The Lord is going to fight for us as long as we keep his commandments. One man was going to chase 1,000 men. You understand that? One Israelite, one black man, one Latino man, one Native American man would be able to chase one Israelite. I mean, it's like 1,000 of another person's nation. So like that's how strong we are when we serve the Lord and the Lord is fighting for us. Stay out this Christian church. Go ahead. As he have promised you. As he what? As he have promised you. As he what? As he have promised. The Lord promised us that this was going to happen, that one man would chase 1,000. That's how strong we are when we fight for the Lord and we keep his commandments and cleave unto him by not being, filthy, disgusting animals. You understand? Continue reading that. Come, verse 11. Take good heed thereunto yourselves. They said what? Take good heed therefore unto yourselves. Go ahead. That ye love the Lord your God. Like this is what we need to take heed to. Like this is what we need to understand. We are to love the Most High. All right? We are to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead. Come. Verse 12. Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations. Now, if you don't follow the Lord and you go to these other nations, go ahead. Even these that remain among you, the ones that remain among you that are still here, go ahead, and shall make marriages with them. It said what? And shall make marriages with them. It said what? And shall make marriages with them. So you make marriages with these people, go ahead. And go in unto them, go ahead, and they to you. Go ahead. So the Lord is going to tell you, if you don't follow me and you go to these other nations and you marry them and you go into them and they go into you. Go ahead. Verse 13. Know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out
any of these nations from before you.
The Lord, if you do this very thing, the Lord is not going to fight you. The Lord is not going to drive these other nations out. Like, this is why it's so important to follow the laws of the Most High. Like, this is why it's so important. Like, interracial marriaging destroys Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's right here in front of us throughout the Bible. For you to not go outside of your nation and marry is throughout the Bible. There's no missing it out. All right? There's no missing it out of the Bible. It's throughout the Bible for you to not go outside of your nation and marry anyone. And when it happens, let's see what happens when the Lord says. Go ahead. Let's see what the Lord says.
But they shall be snares and traps unto you.
It said what?
But they shall be snares and traps unto you.
Becky is what?
Snares and traps unto you.
Sabrina is what?
Snares and traps unto you.
iCarly is what?
Snares and traps unto you.
Taylor Swift is what?
Snares and traps unto you.
Like, this is what we have to understand. These women of these other nations are what?
Snares and traps unto you.
These other men of these other nations are what?
Snares and traps unto you.
Go ahead.
And scourges in your side.
And what?
And scourges in your side.
Like, a scourge is like a whip. Go ahead.
And thorns in your eyes.
And what?
And thorns in your eyes.
Everyone knows what a thorn is, right? You can find those on plants. They hurt, they prick you. Imagine a thorn being in your eye. Y'all can't even handle dust in your eyes. You understand that? Like, the human body can't even handle dust in your eyes. The Lord said a thorn. These are going to be like a thorn in your eye. Like, that's why it's so. The Lord is trying to explain to you and explain to us that we are not to marry outside of our nation.
Until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
Like, this is what's going to happen. It's going to cause us to be destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth.
Go ahead.
And ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls.
Go ahead.
That not one thing have failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spake concerning you.
Go ahead.
All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing have failed of thereof.
And Joshua is explaining to the children of Israel, everything we did from this point on, the Lord has showed us what he would do for us, and it happened. All right? The Lord destroyed Egypt, destroyed our enemies. We came into the land of Canaan. We won all the battles. You understand? As long as we served the Lord and we kept his commandments, we did not lose a battle, and the Lord continued to fight for us. All right? With that, I say imagine, which means to stand, just us up here. Layashal. Send the one hand up. Put your hand up. And keep your hand on your left chest. There you go. This would be the time that the priest would come up and they would salute the Torah. Imagine, which means to stand, all to stand. Well, Panyah Hakudam and face the east. What we're going to do is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakuska,
Malakuka,
Taba'ah,
Taboah,
Ratazaka,
Ratazah,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Asha,
Barakaza,
Barakasa,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashemayim,
Bashemayim,
Nathan,
Nathan,
Slaki, Nathan Lanawa,
Nathaniel,
Lacham,
Yakam,
Cow,
Cow,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalaka Nawa,
Salak,
Kabawak Nawa,
Habawak,
Kasalak Nawa,
Kasanak,
Kabawak Nawa,
Kabawak,
Wala'a,
Wala,
Dabayaan Nawa,
Wiyara,
Banasayawan,
Bayanasayawan,
Abal,
Abol,
Hawashai Nawa,
Hayukashai now,
like Hawashai Nawa,
Hawashai now,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Right,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Lukan,
Kamalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Wahala,
Watapawa,
Wapara,
Awalamyam,
Lao, Yanyan,
Aman.
Aman,
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven,
which are in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name,
Thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in
Give
heaven.
us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily
and
bread,
forgive us our debts
and forgive us our
as we
debts,
forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our
And
debtors.
lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from
For
evil.
thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the
and the
kingdom,
power,
and the power,
and the glory
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Hakak the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by Hashem Yahweh Shah,
by Hashem Yahweh,
Babu Kusha,
Babu Kusha,
Nathan Nawa,
the Thun Yahweh,
Hakak,
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 Lavrapa,
Lalopah,
Kamakhala,
Hamakra,
Slaki, Khal Makhala.
Kal Makra,
There you go. Wakal Madawa.
Makal Yam, Slaki, what is it again?
Take your time out. Wakal
Wakal,
Madawa.
Madawa,
Hakak.
Hakak,
Latahar.
Latahar,
Hamadazariah.
Hamadazariah,
Hakak.
Hakak,
Lahakwiyam.
Lahakwi,
Hamathu.
Hamat,
Hakak.
Hakak,
Al Vakhawa.
Al Khawa,
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'al,
Lagarashan.
Lagarshun,
Bashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yahweh,
The water among.
the water among,
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahweh,
Please give us the power.
please give us
The
the
power to heal
power to heal
all manner of sickness
all men that sick,
and all manner of disease.
and all men of disease,
The power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to cleanse the
The
leper,
power to raise the dead.
the power to raise the
The
dead,
power against unclean spirits.
the power to kill or
No sweat. I'm listening. So take your time out and make sure you listen, all right? You too out. The power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean
There
spirits,
you go. To cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahweh,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a.
Asha,
Ayanya.
Ayan,
All Haharyam.
all Hahar,
Ma'ayan.
Maya,
Yaba'a. Aizoya. Aizoya.
Azari,
Ma'ai.
Ma'ai,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Shemaya.
Shemaya,
Warakaza. There
Warakiza,
you go. Ayatan.
Ayatan,
Lamawat.
Lamawat,
Regalka.
Regal,
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanaram,
Shamarka.
Shamar,
Hana.
Hana,
La'a.
La'a,
Yanawam.
Yanawam,
Wala'a.
Wala'a,
Yashan.
Yashan,
Shawamor.
Shavamar,
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'al,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shamarka.
Shamar,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Tazalka.
Zalka,
Al Yad.
Al Yad,
Yamyanka.
Yamyaka,
Yawamam.
Yawamam,
Hashemash.
Hashemat,
La'a.
La'a,
Yakaka.
Lakauka,
Wayarak.
Wayarat,
Balayala.
Balayah,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamarka.
Shamar,
Makawarai.
Makawarat,
Yashamor.
Yashamar,
Off Napashka.
Often Pashka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamor.
Yashamar,
Taza'aka.
Za'ab,
Wabawa'aka.
Waba'al,
Maida.
Mayada,
Va'id.
Wa'ai,
Awalam.
Awalam,
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills,
I will lift up my eyes into
from
the
which
hills,
cometh my help.
from which cometh my help.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from
which
Yahweh,
made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
behold, he that keepeth Israel
will neither slumber nor sleep.
will neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve
from
thee
all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
He
soul.
shall preserve, he shall preserve thy going out
He shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming
from
in.
this time forth
From this time
and
forth
even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahaya.
Alahai,
Al damayalaka.
Al Yalam Ladayaka,
Like al damayalaka.
Al Yalayaka,
Damayalaka.
Al the life yika.
Hold on now. All right. Focus. Al
Al
damaya
damaya
laka.
al damaya laka.
There you go. Al the karash.
Al the karash.
Wa'al
Wow.
the shakwat.
The shakwat.
Al
Al
kaya hana.
kaya ana.
Awayab yaka.
Awaya yika.
Yahama yawan.
Yahama yawan.
Wama shanayaka.
Wamba yishanaka.
Nasha awa.
Nasha al
Ra'ash.
ra'ash.
Al aimaka.
Al aimaka.
Ya ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayamba.
Ya ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayambya.
Yum.
Yum.
So ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayamba.
Come on, take your time to pronounce every last syllable. That's how the Hebrew is spoken. Ya ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayamba.
Come on. Ya ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayamba.
Ayra.
Ira.
So ya ayrayamwa.
Ya ayayamba.
There you go. So why?
So why?
Wayata ya ay tazawa.
Waya the ya I tizawa.
Out tazapawanyaka.
Out is a one baka.
Amarwa.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Walakaki.
Magoya.
Magor.
Wala'a.
Wala.
It's like Yazakar.
Yasakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham yasha.
Aibad.
Aiwa.
Kaya. Nawa'ai tazawa.
Na ya I tizawa.
La.
La.
Yakadwa.
Yakad.
Alyaka.
Al.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakaratwa.
Yakarat.
Ahalya.
Ahoy.
Adawam. Wayashama'aliyam.
Wayasha ya ayo.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa al.
It's like Wahagarya.
Yagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'aimawan.
Waya ayo.
Wa'aimalak.
What my amala.
Like what you come. Wa'aimalak.
Way amala.
Palashat.
Palasha.
I'm the Shabya.
I the Shabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gama Ashawar.
Gama Yashua.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Aiman.
Hayawa. Zawawai.
Zabawa.
Labanya. It's like it. Like, all right. Labanya Lawat.
Labamya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Lashayan La.
Kamadya.
Kamara.
Kastayastava'a.
Kaya Asha.
It's like it. Kastayastava'a.
Kasaya Shamra'a.
Kayabya.
Kayab.
Banakau.
Banakal.
Bakwa. It's like a Bakwashwan.
Bakasu.
Nashamadwa.
Nashama.
By Ayanda Ara.
Baya Am Jayura.
Hayawa. Daman. La Adama.
La.
Shayatamba.
Shalo.
Narayamawa.
Nayalaw.
Kan Kaiba.
Kayara.
Wakazaaba.
Wakaza.
Wakazabak. Wakazazalmanai.
Wakazazama.
Cow.
Cow.
Nasiyakamwa.
Nasa Yakamwa.
Ashore.
So.
Amorwa.
Amor.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanaya.
Naawa.
Naawa.
Alahaya.
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 Shayatamwa.
Shalayakamwa.
Kagawgala.
Kagawa.
Kakwash.
Kakwa.
Lapanya Baka.
Lapamya Waka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Saba Iva ya Iva.
Kaya Aya. The Aya.
Wakalahaba.
Wakaabla.
Salahat.
Kaya.
Harya.
Har.
Khan.
Khan.
Sabadatma.
Kaya. Da.
Basa Ibaka.
Basa.
Wabasabapaka.
Wabasa. Rapaka.
Khan. Dabahalam.
Saba. Yaha.
Mala'a.
Mala.
Panyaham.
Panya.
Wayabahalwa.
Wabayahawa.
Aya Ai.
Aya.
Wayakaporwa.
Wayabakapor.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wabakashwa.
Select it. That's my selection. What? Aya Ai.
Aya.
Wayakaporwa.
Wayakapor.
Wayabadwa.
Wayakabad.
Wayadaiwa. Kaya. Ata. Shamka. Yahawa. Labadka. Al Yawan. Al. Kal. Rataza. Aman. In the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
For lo, the enemy make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have
thee
lifted up their head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel
And
against thy
consulted
people.
against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy
They
hidden
have said,
They have said,
Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate
The
against
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon, and Amalek,
and
the
the
Philistines.
Philistines.
Select it. with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher is also
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the median,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the book of
in
Kassan,
the book of Kassan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at
They
Endor.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zeeb.
like Zeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all the princes,
as Zabah,
as
and as Zamuna,
and as
who
Moon,
said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to thyself
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble for the wind,
and the stubborn of the wind,
as the fire burner for wood,
as the fire burning for
as
wood,
the flames set the mountains on fire.
as the flames serve their mountains
So
on fire.
persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with that
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with that storm.
Fill their faces with shade,
Fill thy faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
that whose name
is
alone
Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High,
is the Most High,
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Keep the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
wa Yahweh Shai,
wa Yahweh Shai,
wa Mayaka'ala,
wa Yamakah,
wa Alahaya,
wa La'ahayim,
Matazab Ya'ah,
Makazak Yahweh,
Alawat Yahana,
Alawak Yahana,
Ha Alawatya,
Ha Alawak,
Ha Saranya,
Ha Saran,
Ha Kudazayanya,
Ha Kasaran,
Ha Kayayalya,
How could you young,
wa Agwatya,
why you walk
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahweh Shai,
Hashem Yahweh,
the water Aman.
the water.
In the English, bless you Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh,
and Michael,
and Mike,
and the angel,
and Angel,
commanding General Yohana,
commanding general,
the general,
the general,
the captain,
the captain,
the officer,
the officer,
the trooper,
the trooper,
and the
and
assistant,
the sister,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you,
Thank you.
so be it.
So be it.
Look at the prayer, the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
please
Please
give us the power
give us the power.
to like it. In the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
listen to us now,
Listen to us now.
right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses
The evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and
and
curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the riches
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force the riches
Force the riches
to enter thy sanctuary.
into that
Send
sanctuary.
evils and curses
Send evils and curses
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nations
and the nations
and the drug dealers,
and the drunk
the
dealers,
court system,
the court
the
system,
prison
the
system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic
the
Church,
Pope,
the Pope,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan
the
Nation,
lesbian movement,
the lesbian
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space
Army,
program, the Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Marine,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the
and the airwaves,
and the airways,
the cable access channel,
cable access,
the radio channel, convict the spirit
convict the
of
spirit
any of thy people
of any of
that seek to stop us,
that seek to stop
bring
us,
swift destruction,
bring swift destruction
all the heathen
on all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the
or
way
try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your words
from broadcasting
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the
Let loose all the plagues.
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 Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake the house of the thief
shake the house of
and the
thief
murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh Shai.
like it, let Yahweh Shai,
Let Yahweh Shai.
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying
and punish all the heathen
and punish all the
that
heathen
come up against us
come up against
as
us
we speak thy word.
as we speak thy
Cause
word.
it to be known
Cause it to be known
that it's the angels that have done it.
Let them know that the angels have done it.
Cause it to be known
Cause it to be known
by all
by all
that is the angels that have done it.
that is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media,
through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole
Cause
world.
them
Cause them
to shake at thy coming.
to shake at that covenant.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Barak Lanawa,
Barak Renah.
Wa Yasha'ala,
Wa Yasha'ala.
Wahabayah Saparyam,
Wahayah Shapar.
Wahabayah Saparyam,
Wahabayah Shapar.
Bayah Saparyam.
Wahab Bayab Sapara.
Barak, Rabah, Magun, Hagun,
Hagun.
Bashim Yahushua,
Hashem
the
Yahushua.
water of month. What we just said in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Sorry, which means to turn. The Shabian, which means to be seated, only the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a curse salute to the brothers. All right? Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmadi, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Barakathon, Yahweh Matah, Sala Agwakmi, Ahmadi, which means to stand. The sisters can now stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a curse salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmadi, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Ba'ashim Yahushua, Yahweh Matah. With that, class dismissed.